Hey everybody, welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis. Today we are going to be painting some 40K, Warhammer 40K, is that what it's called?
Yeah, 40K. Warhammer 40,000. Orcs.
Orcs. I'm Rick.
This box is empty. I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
Yeah, so we're doing Warhammer 40K or Warhammer 4,000 or 40,000, 1,400,000 bazillion.
Y'all can math.
You're the worst.
I am the worst. Orcs, mainly from the Get Started.
From the Start Collecting
Yep.
box set.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. If you tuned in on Tuesday, you would have seen that we did the
DeffDread.
Yep. Models.
So on the spinner, we have the DeffDread that Megan was working on.
Terrifying.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah.
I have another DeffDread here that I'm working on. Oh, you're going to switch it out?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going with the black and white of the Goths
Nice.
clan and adding in some sort of bright yellow tubing with hazard stripes, and
Nice.
there'll be some little pops of red color as well.
I like it.
Those parts go a little faster?
The red bits?
The red bits go faster?
Yep. Sadly, the black and white bits don't go anywhere near as fast as the red.
That's the worst. And I am working on some boys. Yeah, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Some boys. Some boys.
Exactly.
They're
Don't
the
walk,
best
boys.
And same with Gretchen is working
I
on some
like this
boys.
one. I like this one and his fashion choices. He has a corset on his butt. It's corseted up.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
They'll stitch things together from anywhere. Anywhere.
It seems so.
It's true. That's what they do.
Well, I was listening while I was like sharing this on Tuesday
Yep.
that these are made out of fungi.
No, they're not made out of fungi. They are sentient fungus. The orcs
Yeah.
are sentient fungus.
That's
Yep.
interesting. I don't know a lot about the lore. The only thing I know is red goes faster.
Red goes faster.
That's literally the only thing I know.
Yep. Well, the quick sort of recap of the things that we went over are they are a sentient fungus. They their teeth grow incredibly quickly, so they use their teeth as currency.
That's cool.
Lower. Oh dear. Being yelled at already by Leona. It's gonna be a bad day today. They have the sort of the main sort of the bulk of their forces are the boys,
Okay.
orc boys. That are led by knobs.
Okay. And this is a knob here, right?
Yep.
So
That,
as an example.
They're
Ew.
not there on the spinner that Mia painted up on Tuesday. So the knobs are like they're champions.
Okay.
They're the boys that are bigger and badder and will beat the others into submission.
The big boys.
The big boys. Yep. And they also have little goblin type sidekicks
Okay.
that are known as grots.
Grots.
That previously
That's adorable.
in the game they're actually known as Gretchen.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah.
perfect.
With an I at the end instead of an E. So
I am a goblin,
Gretchen.
though. I
This is
I
true.
am a goblin.
I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, but it's accurate. It's true. I'm a goblin.
So, yep, so they have that. There are different clans that they're organized into. So the 6 main clans are the Goths, the
Oh, shit.
Evil Sons, the Bad Moons, the Deaf Skulls.
Okay.
Did I say it?
Fox says, so what you guys are saying is that they're a bunch of fun guys?
Yes.
They are a
Yes,
bunch of fun
Totally.
guys.
Exactly what we're saying, Chris. Thank you.
Perfect. Speaking of which, let's see, we got Jason Miller, 1,000,000 That's right.
Yes, 400,000.
So the orcs are the real Smurfs of 40K, not
Not the Ultramarines.
nice.
Yep.
It does look amazing, Dave.
Oh,
Flash gets
to the best boys.
Best boys. Mordaka.
Mordaka.
What does that mean, Mordaka?
Mordaka.
Do not know.
Well, you know how a lot of guns make the pew pew sound?
Yes.
Pew pew.
They go daka 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 daka.
Daka daka daka. Yep.
Nice.
Real that. So yeah, Daka is actually some of the iterations, there have been rules like more DACA.
Okay.
You can spend your teeth to buy more DACA for your gun. So you get extra dice to roll, or it's
Okay.
stronger, or it's better armor penetration, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's where the DACA comes from.
Okay.
That's nifty.
There's even
I've learned things.
There's even a forum, primarily 40K focused, but a lot of other gaming, that's been around for a long time, called DACA. DACA.com.
Okay.
So,
That's kind of cool.
Hilarious.
yeah.
Jesus.
She's fierce today.
She is.
I'm not sure if everybody can hear Leona, but I don't know.
I'm going
But,
to stick with my knowledge of red.
Okay.
And That's
Cool.
just.
Yeah, we'll just stick with that. we'll build that knowledge up over time. We'll just repeat the fungus thing, repeat the teeth thing.
I'll learn.
Yeah.
No, I'll remember the teeth thing because I think of the tooth fairy every time.
Okay.
Like that makes sense.
Nice.
Just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We got Chantel is with us today. David Ashley Bell is with us there today. We got Josh over at Mini Painting Studios, Chris, Carl, Jason Miller over on YouTube.
Hey, everybody.
And, see if we have anybody
Hey,
watching us from
From the
the
Twitcheroonies.
Twitches. I don't see anybody in our Twitch chat right now.
Jeez, Twitch.
Everybody twitching?
Yeah. Which is okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. We don't care.
Mini Painting Studio says he's going to be finishing 60 Witches today.
60 witches. Wow.
What?
Lower.
Oh, that's the other show I've been watching
Oh dear.
over and over because it's just on like repeat on BBC America. Is Austin Powers.
Okay.
Oh.
But the
I didn't know it was
original?
like a
the
show.
original, yeah,
Oh no, the original movie.
movie. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a show. Like, okay.
Yeah, they've been playing the movie over and over, like Groundhog Day.
I tried to watch Jurassic Park the other day because I was feeling it. I was missing it. I was caught up in fandom, and it's not on the normal Hulu. It's on like the special extra money Hulu, locked, and it made me so sad.
That makes me sad for you.
I'm surprised you didn't have
Yeah.
it on DVD.
I have all three on DVD, as a matter of fact, but
So
I
is
don't
that what
have a
you had to do?
DVD player.
Oh, okay.
How
Yeah.
weird
No
is
good.
that?
Well, because I had one with my, I had one on my old laptop, and then I got a new laptop, and it doesn't have a CD player in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Goodbye, extended.
Yeah, it's weird. That's weird. I feel like all of them should have that.
Do you have an Xbox or a PS4 or anything like that? Don't they play DVDs now?
Or like a DVD player. This is great
I
piece of
know
technology.
that we have
It's actually
Gaming.
dying technology.
I know.
we have
I know.
gaming
You have
things.
to be careful, Dave, because sometimes they don't make DVD players. It's only Blu-ray now.
I don't like that.
Blu-ray plays DVD.
I just want to watch dinosaurs eating people.
All the ones I've got in my house
In
play the
peace.
regular DVDs.
Mine did. I didn't realize that you could get things without. I had no idea. I was
neither.
confused.
I'm
I kept
confused now
looking-
too, but that could just be the Alzheimer's kicking.
It was,
That is
it's
totally the
strange.
Alzheimer's for you. Rick.
You know,
Yep.
things
Josh
get weird.
Flores says it might be your connection, Michael. You turn off devices you aren't. Oops.
Nope.
Something's going on here.
Oh no! Oh no!
Michael lost video there for a second. Okay, makes sense. And then Chris Cox says painting the last of the rebel troopers today.
Oh, cool.
Yoils.
Excellent.
Dave Trump says got some prep work on the Nolzor's Frost Giant and may start painting the Reaper Boar God, Boar Demon today. Yeah, that's a cool one, the Boar Demon. Yeah. Michael says, sad thing is, streaming companies have gotten so greedy that cable TV is now cheaper than doing streaming. It's just that there's so many streaming companies,
Yeah, that's the
you know.
big problem. But
I just want to watch dinosaurs.
I saw an article where DC Universe, the DC
streaming, yep.
service, is having a hard time getting and retaining members on,
Okay.
their platform. And, I mean, Yeah, that's an easy reason why.
Oh,
Because
you're going to say something terrible about DC now?
no, it's not about. Okay, wow.
Sorry.
Well, I'm not going to say anything terrible about DC. I'm just going to say something that should have been pretty obvious
Right.
in that they don't have enough content that is original to that platform
Yeah.
to keep you there. All the stuff that they have that's like evergreen content, most people already own in some capacity.
Yeah.
As far as like
Is
their
that that new
animated stuff.
Disney channel?
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet.
owned? Okay. So I'm not happy about that because that's just going to make it difficult on everyone who has like kids or that kind of stuff where they could, before everything was together, so you could have like all the things you were into and then all the things your kids were into, like right there.
Right.
Now you got to buy all the separate things just so you can watch the same video of Frozen 10 times.
I think it's as a father of 2 kids, I'm actually okay with. That's really the only one I'm going to be okay with
Is Disney's?
is Disney because they're going to have a lot of content to watch and they'll have Disney. Well, hopefully they'll have a lot of have the Star Wars content, the
The Marvel?
Marvel content. They've got a lot of original content that they could have on there, which will make it a little bit easier. Of course, if they don't have the Star Wars and they don't have the Marvel content, then I'll be in your camp.
No, they'll have the Mandalorian. We
That's
don't
right, they
know.
have
We're
that,
waiting
yeah.
for that.
Yep.
That is true. We are waiting for that. Very excited.
Yep. Should be good. Be good.
I can't remember what was the other show I told you guys I was watching recently. Oh, the Mummy series.
Yes.
When I say show, ladies and gentlemen, I mean movie. And when I say show, I also mean TV
They
show.
did have a brief
I don't-
animated series
They did.
based off of The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
They did.
Need You Forget?
I don't. In that it wasn't that good.
I never knew they had one.
Yeah.
It was short-lived, but it lived. It was back when cartoons were abundant.
Oh.
Or everything that had a successful movie became a
Became a cartoon?
Cartoon for
Right.
a season.
Yes.
I mean, that's exactly. I mean, it's just another way of what you said.
Minnie Painting says they watched The Mummy last night.
Yeah, I did too. That's what I watched that and The Mummy Returns, and then I watched Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, or whatever it is,
Right.
on like Monday or Tuesday.
I love the original in the series, and the sequel's pretty good. And I thought as a standalone, the third was okay. The only thing I don't like is how they realized that kids were an audience, and so they made it not scary anymore.
The first
Like-
one wasn't even scary.
Well, it's not like super scary, but you can still tell that it's like very much within that archetype. Like it's still something that would probably be a little scarier for younger kids.
Sure.
But I felt like as you go through the series, the target audience shifts to
Right,
what
becomes
they
younger.
they realized kids were watching, and so they shifted that target audience, and so it doesn't have quite the same tone.
Okay.
Which I don't think makes it necessarily bad. It just makes it not as fluid with the first film,
Okay.
which I felt like it could have done a better job on.
Someone's like Siskel and Ebert over here.
I took a film class once. And
Apparently, that's all you have to take.
Nice.
At least that's
Not
what the-
even.
That's
Not
what
even,
that's what
Rick.
the internet says.
Yeah. I think your points are fair.
no, I don't think it's bad. I think a lot of people nowadays think that if you don't like love everything 110% with every fiber and every being of your heart, that like you can't like anything at all. Like
Yeah, those people are absolutely correct.
Rick is that king.
and I don't agree.
Craig says, I despise every Star Wars since Force Awakened.
I mean,
There's only been, what, 3?
Since Force Awakens?
Yeah, The Last Jedi,
I don't despise them.
Solo, and...
Craig, how do you feel about the prequels?
I
So
think
I'm going to use this to try and guess Craig's age.
I was gonna say because my generation grew up with the prequels like coming out during their youth and
The formative
everything.
years.
So they weren't tainted by already knowing the glorious. But I think the whole series, there's bits of the new movies that I think could have been done better, but I don't think they're bad. I think it'll be the same with like the younger generations getting able to experience them without the nostalgic glasses.
Yep.
And that's going to be the difference. It's the same with Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World. I have a lot of opinions on the new Jurassic World movies, but I don't think that they're awful. I think I would have done things differently had I been the one writing them. And there's a few like nitpicky things where I'm like, oh, I wish they would have done some stuff better. But I've also seen the original script for the sequels, and I'm glad they didn't do what the original script was going to do, because it could have been worse. We got out ahead.
Well, I love everything Star Wars.
Exactly. You're
Even
like
if-
me with Jurassic Park.
Well, I'm like that with anything that's in my fandom. I may not think it's the best movie, but I'm just glad they made one for us.
Exactly.
One more Star Wars, please.
Exactly. I
One
think
more
it's
Marvel
great.
movie, please.
And I love it because I can get into the fandom with my niece and my nephew, or eventually whenever I have kids. Like it's not like, oh, let's go watch, this 50-year-old movie. Like, not that it's that old, but eventually.
Eventually.
And you'll have something updated to be like, oh, look, it's continuing on the fandom through multi-generations. I think it's
I'm
lovely.
all about that.
I like being able to see my niece get excited about dinosaurs or Star Wars and be like, yeah, back in my day.
Wow.
I think we just had Craig.
Your day
Craig-
is way old.
Sorry. Just to jump in there, we had Craig respond with, my issue is that they destroyed EU Star Wars, the extended universe Star Wars.
I agree in
That-
that capacity.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the extended universe, and they're trying to put some of the EU back in their own formulaic way, and the Disney formula doesn't always work for those individuals that were used to the Zahn series, the Heir to the Empire and all that stuff, and all the really good books that came out. But I'm glad they're putting Grand Admiral Thrawn is in Star Wars Rebels, and what a great. I actually like and have more attachment to the Star Wars Rebels characters than I ever did for the
Rebels
movies.
and Clone Wars and all of their animations are fantastic.
I agree.
will say that. I think because they're not as popular as all the movies, they're given more creative leeway.
Maybe.
And I think that it makes it just fun.
Yeah, it's so good, and I hope that the next run will just add to that. And I'd love to see him go and find out where Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn ended up at the end of the series.
Yeah.
Dawn says, or Dave, sorry, Dave, I called you Dawn. It got away from me.
Put your glasses on.
He says every generation has to have their own Star Wars. I agree. And just because it's different from your Star Wars doesn't necessarily mean it's inauthentic. I agree. I'm just glad we're, like I said, getting it. Nostalgia aside, hearts were broken. Disney gets its hands in it. It's just over.
Yeah.
Disney does tend to break people's hearts.
I have a
I'm
love-hate
fine with them.
relationship with Disney. I grew up on a lot of Disney, but I also feel like over the course of my life it has changed a lot.
For some reason, they just want to kill everything. All the parents have to die.
All the parents have to die.
Mufasa die. Luke Skywalker
Listen,
die.
you can't have a
He needed to die.
Jesus.
you can't have an adventure without death of your parents, apparently, according to Disney.
Leona, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but she was like, he needed to die. I agree.
Skywalker.
Mufasa did need to die to move that.
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
Welp.
She's not wrong.
Sounds like a bunch of nostalgia pains. Yeah.
Just quickly, I'm going to be painting some checks on the shoulder pad here.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I started by painting some thin lines with black, like that.
Pass me some leather brown.
I can.
And
Sweet.
now I'll start with the lines across
Those look good.
to create the
Dave.
grid. Is it in the right spot on the camera? There we go.
Maybe.
Dave's killing it.
And lines.
Dave always
Indeed.
kills it.
It's true.
The fun?
Well,
Yep, totally.
I mean,
Shut up. Shut up. So there we go. We've got a nice little grid on there. And I can start to fill those in with black. Originally I painted the shoulder pad black and I was going to do the lines and grids in pale grey
okay.
and then highlight them with white. But instead I decided to go back and do it the other way. Start with the pale grey, highlight, stay with the pale grey for the whole pad
Okay.
and highlight that with white because that's a lot easier to do it in that order.
Makes sense.
With the black I don't have to go back and really highlight each of those sort of little panels or little squares. There we go. And
All right.
how are things coming along there?
They're
With the
going
painting? Right there.
Yeah. So I'm just, I put some browns on their leathers and based with a dark green, and I'll go back and highlight it with a little bit more of a brighter green. And I put some gunmetal gray on all the metal bits.
Cool.
And then I'll go back and put some silver edgings on them, maybe.
Yep. That'd be good. Some
Yeah.
little silver highlights and stuff.
Yeah, and put, then come back and
Getting some,
touch up the teeths.
yeah, I'm
Things.
waiting.
Corporation pains. Disney has the Bruce Wayne syndrome. Yes. This is true. They do have the Bruce Wayne syndrome. Let's go back over to... So Jason says, 60 witches. I mean, I ate 12 sandwiches once, but I don't think that's the same.
This is true.
And he says, Mummy 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yep.
Runestorm, love that name. Yeah, they did make a mum. He asked about the Mummy cartoon. They sure did.
They did. Back in the 90s.
Mini Painting Studio says that's also how you can do yellow for bad moons.
Yep.
White first, then glaze. Josh Botcher says base in brown or khaki for yellow. White makes it come out too streaky.
It all depends on how you're applying it,
Yeah.
how you're applying everything. But yeah, for the yellows I've used on here, I usually start with this sort of this mix here, the red leather with the Avalon Sunset to get a sort of nice orangey brown
Okay.
kind of base and then build up. That's mainly because Avalon Sunset is a really great heavily pigmented color that covers well.
Okay.
There was another. There it is. I was trying to find the extra armor panel that I was going to do the other checkerboard on.
Who needs armor?
Armor. These guys.
These guys. So for those of you all watching, and we appreciate everybody that is, we launched a Discord yesterday for Game Trade Media. If you want to join up, you can do that. That would be awesome.
Do the thing, do the thing.
I will post it up into the chat the link, so you can go join the Discord. There is a Painting Happy Little Mini sub.
Sub Discord
I don't know, what do they call it on that? The
Sub-channel?
channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thread?
A thread, yeah. There's one for that, one for Board Games and Beyond, one for building character. There's also one for like for if you're a retailer and you have questions, you want to, or you have discussions. You can discuss retailer stuff in there. And then there's one for the industry folk out there, and one for other people that work in the media aspect of what of this industry of tabletop gaming.
Cool.
So yeah, like if you're a reviewer, or you also have your own like painting Happy Little Minis type programming, you can post a link up in there so people can also go and see your content. You know, because we like to share people's.
Sharing is caring.
Because there are others out there doing amazing content, and we like to get
Some
people
base colors
options.
on that done. Do some base colors over here. I'm slow,
But you're
but I'm improving.
working on 2 models at the same time.
I am going back and forth.
Think about it.
As
If you
they're
finish
done.
those 2 in the hour, how cool is that going to be?
It's gonna be rad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you'll know that you can paint an entire army in a week. Yeah.
What?
Sure.
Exactly.
That's how long it takes to paint an entire army?
Sometimes it takes longer.
Okay.
I get distracted often.
And by sometimes, I mean most times.
Okay, great.
When I paint projects or I have things that I'm doing, it's all or nothing. Either I can give 110% of myself and I'll get it done
Right.
in 2 hours, or I am completely unfocused. That might be the ADHD,
Right.
Is
but
that anything?
That's it.
Is that related to AD&D?
It is.
Nice.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which, hashtag segues.
worst segue ever. Actually, no, it's a pretty good one.
If those of you watching are fans of Dungeons and Dragons or Planescape from 2nd edition, and like pretty much all the 2nd edition content that was created back in the 80s into the 90s, on the 25th of this month, on that Friday, Zeb Cook, who was a huge influence and the creator of like Planescape, 2nd edition D&D, the modules, the slave pits, the A1 through 4 modules, if you're familiar with all that. He's going to be in studio, and he's going to be doing a building character episode with me, and it's going to be a blast. You guys can, come into the chat, ask questions, geek out with me, because I'm going to be geeking out hard.
You will be.
someone has to keep him on task and in line.
Yeah. But we're going to build some characters. Zeb currently works for ZeniMax and is one of the main world builders for Elder Scrolls Online. So,
That's nifty.
yeah.
Very cool.
So David Zeb Cook is going to be in.
That's
we'll
awesome.
have a lot of fun with that.
Yep. I'm going to be watching that just to see you
Geeking out.
geeking out.
Yeah.
Just to hear your internal.
So just to make
internal
jabs?
geek.
My internal child just being like,
Is that the noise that makes?
Mine does.
Sounds like a guinea pig.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate, actually. Guinea pig.
Craig, I turned 35 on the 27th. Amazing.
Nice. 35. That was a good year for me.
Was that?
Many years ago.
I can't remember 35.
Oh. Okay then.
Not for any particular reason.
I've still got a ways to get to 35.
Jesus.
How many years?
We
8
don't-
years.
We don't need to hear it.
8 years
We need
till
to hear your
35.
nonsense. No, that's awesome.
I've got exactly 3 more years of being in my 20s and all the nonsense that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the nonsense is in fact me.
I would not disagree with that.
Excellent. Rick's got 3 more years left of his 50s.
That was our one PG-13. Yeah.
Gotta beat that. 40s.
Okay.
40s.
So you say. Okay.
Wanna see some minis?
I would love to
Actually,
see
yeah, that's a
some-
good idea. Let's do that. Are you gonna want to
Thank
stick
you, Leona.
before we start asking Leona how old she is?
We all know.
Yep.
Oh, she is. She's immortal.
I was
It's
gonna say timeless. Yeah.
Yep.
Andrew
Allenbeck.
Allenbeck. Oh, for Frostgrave. Cool.
Frostgrave and Mordheim.
I love it.
Very cool. Right.
Fabrice. So this is my dungeon master.
Yeah. I know Fabrice.
I know you know
He
him.
joined the group.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's my dungeon master on Sundays at 7.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Geez, you guys actually get together?
Well, we do it via Roll20. So because I think he lives like in Chicago area.
I thought Fabrice was Philly. But anyway.
He's not here.
He's not in Baltimore, this is true. Jeff Purcell with his Centaur Archer.
Nice.
And Paladin. That's a cool model. That sword is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Josh at Mini Painting Studio is
That's
painting
cool.
Marathi.
What is that from?
Marathi is from Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay.
That's from the Daughters of Cain.
Man, that's a good looking model.
That's cool.
So when he was talking about having to paint 60 witches,
Yeah.
they're for this this faction.
Oh, okay.
Nate Webster is painting up some corridor gangers for Necromunda.
Yeah.
I'm an underhiver.
Yep. Great.
Nice.
Nicholas Lundberg, some intercessors.
Ultramarine?
Ultramarines, yeah, I think so.
That's a beautiful dwarf.
1 inch heroes.
Drew.
That's a good dwarf.
Nice job.
Borin Ironbow
Brow.
from Reaper.
Ironbow. It is Ironbow. I thought it should be Ironbrow.
Ironbrow.
Yeah.
I
Or
thought it said
Ironbrow. Ironbrow.
Robert Sakalik.
Let's take a look. From Roberts from Australia.
What are these from?
These are from Fallout.
Wow.
Fallout Wasteland Warfare. It's a whole bunch of the super mutants and.
Mutant animals?
Do you have another one of the? Oh no.
No.
Nope.
But he has on the on the page, Painting Happy Little Minis page. He has some close-ups of those dogs,
Those dogs.
that are at the
okay.
front. Yeah.
All right, cool.
So we check those.
And then the last thing was that
Ooh,
TJ Collier?
That's cool.
the Castellan.
Castellan.
That thing's sick.
It is nice. Very cool.
How tall is that? About
That's like
8, 9 inches?
No, it's like 12-ish,
Wow.
11, 12-ish. Some Zotes from GW. These are really old minis, like back in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Zotes.
Zotes.
So is this a 40K?
The Zotes actually appeared in 40K and Warhammer.
All right.
But in 40K, they were, my mind's going like 40K, they were actually like emissaries of the Tyranids.
Oh, okay.
This is way back in the Rogue Trader days, so
All right.
87, 88.
Okay.
But later on, Games Workshop sort of changed the lore a bit,
Okay.
so that that all works a little bit differently, and the Zotes disappeared, sadly.
Sadly, they looked amazing.
But yeah, they're pretty cool. That's it's a huge sort of undertaking to paint all of those Zotes.
Sure.
Very cool.
That was a pretty cool throwback.
Yeah, definitely.
So thanks to everybody in the group, in the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group, that have been sharing all their amazing works in progress and completed miniatures, and asking and answering questions to all the other members as they do. It's super cool of y'all.
Nate Webster, actually, just before I left home today to come to the show, was talking about flames.
Okay.
So for those corridor gangers that he was painting from Necromunda,
Mm-hmm.
and I talked about how I do it. Start by painting everything white,
Okay.
and then working with yellow through to orange through to red.
Okay.
So I thought I'd bring this Burning Head spell back in
Nice.
to sort of illustrate that. Yeah,
Put it
let
on
me
the
use
spinner?
the clip. Oh no, I'm going close cam.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm going to steal your gunmetal. I'm stealing all your paints, really.
there we go, Nate. That was the type of thing I was talking about.
Yeah, I
Because it's
love
always
it.
going to be white closest to the hottest part of the flame,
Mm-hmm.
working its way out through the reds and blacks and that sort of thing. But with a candle flame, you probably really only need to go sort of that far to get the impression.
Mm.
So white through to that, sort of
Okay.
orangish yellow. Cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And should I show the other thing that I brought in?
Yes.
So this is following on from the conversation that we had on Tuesday when we were talking about sub-assemblies and how some things are easier to paint if they're in sub-assemblies. And I was talking about the space plane, the Stormbird, the Space Marine Stormbird that I'm painting, that I'm working on. Still in the assembly stage, so this is a work in progress, Carl. So here's the body of the Stormbird.
Is it possible that Discord can be used in lieu or in addition to Facebook for contest giveaways? Because issues in the media. Yeah, we can do that.
Question. Okay, but so there it is. That's the huge thing. I'm going through at the moment, assembling, filling all of the gaps, and so on. Because it's cast in so many different pieces, and resin shrinks at different rates, depending on the size and the thickness and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can end up with some little gaps and also some large gaps that need filling.
And is this for you or is this a project?
This is a commission actually for Dave at Titan. But so this is one piece that I'll be painting it in.
Okay.
This awesome assembly there. But the wings, I'll be painting those separately.
Those are, I mean, that's a ridiculous model.
It is. Oh.
Sounds a little bit hefty.
It is. It is. I have to get you to hold this. It might not be as heavy as that sword you were wielding at.
I was about 10 pounds at
Magfest.
Magfest. Yeah, that actually, it was balanced really well. So it being heavier than a sword would normally be was not as big a problem as I thought it was going to be. Cool. I could still kind of like swing it around a little bit.
So you need a, Jesus.
So yeah, there we go.
Look at that thing.
Told you that could totally be armor for me.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we've got that. We've got those pieces. There are extra little sort of wings and engines that go on there. Stuff to show.
So many.
There are so many different parts. It's amazing.
I'm wondering if Dave is actually going to use it or if it's just going to be a store display.
I think it'll be, it'll occasionally see the table.
Okay.
I think. But one of the other things, we have I'm going to throw this under the close cam. So this is the cockpit.
Right.
Here. So I'll paint the cockpit sort of in place like this. And then the two pilots, I'll paint them separately and then sit them in before the canopy goes on.
And this is for 40K?
Yep. Oh, this is for 30K for Horus Heresy.
Okay.
So there we go. And check out this cool thing as well. So you can see these little circles.
Yeah.
And there and there. Oops. Let me get it. No, it won't fit under. The rest of it won't fit under there. But actually, I might try. Let's try it. Oh. Okay, let me get that in the right spot. So we've got this little cavity there.
Right.
That's where a little ball turret sort of will sit in and be able to spin around with either heavy bolters or las cannons
Jesus.
attached to it. And there are 4 of those on it.
Because I was wondering what it was, if that was like where wings would lock in for under wings or something, but that makes more sense and makes it sound even more deadly.
So it's pretty cool.
It is.
I think in the game it can carry 50 Space Marines.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty amazing.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that on the front here. Just get it out of the way. But yeah, so sub-assemblies is going to be definitely the way to go with that. And what I can do, it's going to end up being large and blue. I'm painting it up for Ultramarines. But I can do these little ball turrets in white.
Okay.
So I can spray them differently to get a better, nicer, smoother look.
Okay.
Rather than do that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's a crazy piece. So yeah, there's about another 50 pieces at home that I need to clean up and put together.
That's insane.
But imagine it when it's finished. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And I look forward to seeing it when
It's like
done.
50% longer than the smog that I painted for him last year.
Right. That was a beautiful piece, too.
So,
Man, that's one big mini. How long do you think it's going to take you to paint?
I'm in hours, probably, as far as cleaning, assembly, filling the gaps, and painting, it's probably going to be about 70 or 80 hours.
Wow.
All total.
Because, I mean, you're going to obviously do some airbrushing with this, right?
Yeah, I'm going to lay down the base coat and some highlights with the airbrush. One of the things as well that I want to do to it is go through and, this is like, obviously this is the standard build. This
Right.
is how it comes from Games Workshop. I want to add some extra sort of trim details and symbols for the Ultramarines and that sort of
Okay.
stuff.
You gotta make it pretty.
Yep, really sort of bling it out.
Like with
So-
some crystals and
I think that should be good. Lots of gold
Gold.
Bedazzler?
edging. And
gold fleck.
probably not a bedazzler. Tempting though it is.
That does sound tempting.
I think you should bedazzle
You
it.
think I should totally bedazzle it?
I think
No,
yeah.
if it was an Eldar vehicle, I would.
Okay.
Eldar are the elves,
I can see
or the
that.
Eldari. I would not. I would certainly bedazzle one of their vehicles.
And on that note, I think I have an Eldar ship out on the table.
Yeah.
That could use some bedazzling.
I don't know.
Even if he doesn't, he's gonna find it just so we can bedazzle it. Yeah.
Well, I'm working on a miniature at home. Remember the Thanos for
Yep.
the board game that we did?
Yep.
And they had
repaint?
sent a couple extras. And so I'm actually, when I told you I was going to do one that was like a 70s disco.
Right.
And I have been working on it. He's got gold pants and a silver, like everything else is like silver.
Oh my god.
And
Perfection.
but I want to
really.
take and put crystals on like certain parts of like his chest plate
All right,
and
okay.
stuff,
Yeah.
and just bling them out.
I cannot wait for this.
Nice.
Yeah, he's gonna be awesome.
Very cool.
Forged and Putty says, or painted for that matter. What's the biggest mini you've ever assembled, Dave, Rick, and Gretchen?
Actually, I was telling Rick how I don't assemble minis because I'm bad at it. And I actually have had like a nightmare before. One of my friends builds Gundams, and I had been having trouble putting together this tiny little dinosaur skeleton thing, and he was trying to like walk me through how not to screw that up. And I ended up that night having like nightmares of just being surrounded by gunpla and tiny little things to build, and I kept breaking them, and it was awful. It was just. I woke up and I was like, no, thank you. I will pay people to do this. I will do anything else.
Anything but.
It was bad. I kept breaking things by accident. I tried to build like my little dinosaur and the little pieces kept breaking, and I was like, man, I thought I was daintier, but that was wrong. I am not. I am.
Oh,
So
that's so good. What about you, Rick?
the biggest model I've ever put together is that 5-headed dragon by Reaper
Okay.
that I'm working on right now. That would be the biggest model I've ever done,
Okay.
once I get it done.
And how big's that? How tall is
It's about 3 times the size of the Dragons Don't Share,
it? Okay.
but not the dragon. 3 times the size of that whole diorama.
Right. Okay.
So it's like
It's big.
it's a big sized dragon.
Okay. Cool.
So
And I put together a Warlord Titan. That's my largest
Sounds-
model,
I mean,
which is about this tall
okay.
from the table. Yeah.
So this right here might be your biggest once it's all said and done. That's
No.
no. Okay.
The Warlord's definitely bigger.
Okay.
I've
No doubt.
like put together puzzles. I've built IKEA furniture poorly.
There we go.
Oh,
There we
man.
go. IKEA furniture is the.
That wins every time, actually.
Well, you know what? Here's my thing. I was a techie in high school, and I build it like a techie would have. It like if you don't look at it closely, then from a distance it looks perfect, like the
Nice.
distance of a stage. If you look at it closely, you realize that it's held together with duct tape and whatever else. It's
Perfect.
fine.
James says he's going to be live streaming a game of TMNT tonight.
Oh, cool.
So that would be kind of cool.
Excellent. The
Only
IDW
kinda?
games one? it?
Yep. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which would be really
Sweet.
fun. Craig, I meant to type Craig. From Joshua. Maldrakar is the 14-inch tall, if I recall. Yeah, that's the one, Dave. Maldrakar
Cool.
is the big dragon I'm working on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So 14 inches, you're saying?
Yeah. That's at its height.
Right.
But its wingspan is
Oh, I'm sure.
ginormous. I'll bring it in. Its wingspan is like 13 inches.
Excellent. There we go.
I'll just stick to like sculpting things, painting things.
Yes.
How's your sculpting going?
It's going pretty good. I'm gonna try to use the green stuff on some little. I have some skeleton people that I was gifted for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
So now I have all the components, and I feel like it is time, do or die. Let's make it happen. I'm gonna make little Kenku. It's gonna be great.
Excellent.
Yeah. The sculpty didn't actually like it worked out pretty okay.
Yep.
But the sculpty itself as a material was awful.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how much more detail I can get on actually using the green stuff.
You can get loads of detail with green stuff,
And if my
which is great.
not delicate fingers will be able to do it at that scale. I'm okay at
Yeah.
sculpting larger scale. So I'm kind of like, it'll be fine.
Forged in Putty says, "Poor Gretchen. You need something assembled. Just let me know. Offer excludes IKEA furniture."
What about Walmart furniture? Because Walmart furniture is actually worse than IKEA furniture. I got like a little nightstand table once, and I thought this is going to be like IKEA. It was going to be difficult, but I would be able to like figure it out.
And use duct tape.
No, so the Walmart furniture, like IKEA, it's like A, B, C. Here you go. Walmart in the directions said numbers, but used letters in the pictures. So I didn't know what it was referring to. I don't. This is strange. I didn't realize I'd have to like figure that out, but here we are.
Josh Flores says, "I usually use a finer point steel brush for the worn metal look and a tiny scalpel for chips and scratches, etc. Just enough to scratch the paint. Don't want to damage the plastic in case you choose a color change." Craig says his biggest
That's
that he ever
cool.
built was a 24-inch Wing Zero model.
Oh, okay. Is that a Wing Zero? Is that a
Don't
sounds
roll
like a
away.
gunpla,
Probably
a Gundam thing?
a Gundam.
I'm not sure.
James put the link to the Watch YEG, which is the channel where he'll be streaming his game today.
Cool.
Should be very cool. Let's take a look at
Excellent.
Twitch. Still nobody.
Oh, that's
Tell
okay.
your friends.
Well, nobody's chatting, but there's 17 people watching us over on Twitch.
There's like 17 of you,
Yeah.
17 of you over on Twitch, and none of you you're saying hi.
It's okay. They
That's-
love us. I know they do.
They do. Welcome.
Yeah, but it's a
Welcome.
Gundam Wing,
Okay, cool.
1/60th scale. Yoicks.
Oh, wow.
I have
And it's
several.
24 inches? Wow.
I have several
nice.
friends
Yeah.
that build and paint and make Gunpla, and I'm always like super intrigued because it's. I've never been able to draw Gunpla, let alone like build them. So it's magical to me. I'm just like, okay, that's definitely a talent that you have that I don't. And it's obviously because you like sold your soul to a warlock or something. But it's always really cool, and none of them think that. It's same with the minis. No one thinks they're actually good at it. They're like, here's this Gunpla that I put together in like 30 minutes. It sucks. I don't know if I'll paint it. By the way, I painted it. Obviously awful, and it's like pristine, perfect.
Well, that seems to be a social media thing, anyways. You know,
All of you, get it together.
where they
You're
just are
brilliant.
well, it's not that. They're like fishing for compliments
No, they
or
weren't
whatever.
even fishing because they don't put it up. They're like, I don't think I'm going to put it up. I'm like, put it up. I will fight you.
I don't know.
If you don't put it up, I'll put it on my fridge. So, yeah.
I don't know. I put it together. I don't think it's that good. And then, yeah, like you said,
Lies.
it always comes
Freaking
out
lies and
looking
slander.
freaking amazing.
Yeah. That's how I see all of you putting things up who are like, it's not good. And I'm just sitting there like, ah, it's great.
I concur with that statement.
Please put more things up on the page. I promise you, it's fantastic. I fangirl every time.
What?
Yeah. I just get so happy. Do you not fangirl?
Oh, I actually do.
Rick's squeals are terrible.
Yeah, it's really
Terrible.
unsettling.
Yep.
Is it that guinea pig noise? Yeah.
That's exactly what it's
That's the noise I make when I laugh really hard and I don't want to, like, so I either cry or I make a guinea pig sound when I laugh too hard, and I don't like making the guinea pig sound, so I'll normally, like, refrain, and then I end up crying.
Crying instead of the guinea pig sound?
Really, but yes, it's one or the other. So if I don't make a guinea pig noise, then it like builds up into tears, and I cry like big Ghibli tears,
What?
like from the Miyazaki films when they cry.
Nobody
it's
knows
like
what you're talking about. That sits to your right.
Leona knows.
No, I said nobody knows what you're talking about. That sits to your right.
Or left. Straight ahead of you, maybe. But I thought maybe it was a reference to Full House and Kimmy Gibbler.
Kimmy Gibbler.
No, like
Yeah.
Ghibli, like
tears.
the
But
no,
I
like the
guess I'm wrong.
Miyazaki films. No, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Spirited Away.
And that's okay. Yeah, that's not our thing, but you know, it's somebody's thing,
Yep, Gretchen's, obviously.
Yeah.
It's all good.
and that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I cry because I don't want a guinea pig sound.
That makes sense.
Rick loves the guinea pig sound.
I do, actually. It's like, yes.
Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy when I make that noise. My friends find it hilarious.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ah,
How's it coming along, everybody?
I'm trying to paint teeth. I need a more precise.
How you doing, Rick?
It's going along okay, I think. We only got a few minutes left here today.
Do.
We are at like, we got about 7 minutes left.
Okay. Just enough time to go and paint some of this
I've got the basics down.
damage paint on.
These dudes do not want to stay up.
Yeah, they can end up being a little bit front heavy with all of
The
But,
gear.
the clubbers and the choppers
but
and the shooters and sluggers.
Yes.
I will have all the basics on these down.
Yep, which is
So
awesome.
not perfectly done, but ready to be finished into something pretty swell.
Well, the cool thing is the speed that you've done them at is great, because usually an orc army is going to have like 40, 60, 80 boys in it.
That's so many boys.
It is. It's a lot.
That's a lot of boys.
So, yeah, being able to paint them quickly is important to get them on the table.
Where could somebody read something about painting things quickly, building armies, legions, and perhaps even hordes?
You're a bad man. You're a bad man. In my book.
Oh, yeah, you did a book.
I did a book. I didn't talk about it earlier, but I'm excited that in the UK,
Yeah?
so at War Games Illustrated headquarters, my buddies over there who are just sort of shipping out the Kickstarter backer things. They're doing the fulfillment. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Fulfillment.
All right.
They started boxing those up on Tuesday, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Nice.
And they'll be shipping out tomorrow. So folks who are watching in the UK or Europe will only be a week or so away from getting the book, which is cool. Yesterday I hit send on all of the digital content.
Nice.
So the interactive digital book version of the book and
That's awesome.
the bonus bonus photo PDFs that I did as well. And yeah, I think the books have arrived in Australia for the Australian and New Zealand backers, which is super cool. And the only thing left to wait for now is the boat coming from Antwerp, Belgium, with the US copies on.
Sweet.
Very exciting.
Where are the female orcs? There has to be female orcs.
There doesn't have to be
Yeah,
because
they're
they're all actually
funny.
fungus.
So technically they don't have a gender. They're just there hanging
Yep.
out, doing their best. I'm going to steal a
Yep.
wash here.
Pretty much. So
Thank you, those who support my Miyazaki. We read some of that on there. My favorite is actually between Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away. Those are my favorites.
I don't understand any of these words.
just
That's
just
because you
nod.
suck.
Well, what's fun is my youngest son watches a lot of anime, so he's like my bridge to that world, I guess, or that fandom. When he comes and visits, we'll usually binge something. So I've watched, I think, all the Narutos.
All the Narutos?
It's
I don't
seriously-
think you have.
I
Because
think
I have.
hundreds.
I have not. And I've watched a lot of the Narutos, as we said earlier, from me just like spontaneously growing up at the same age pace, which is weird. The more I think about it, the weirder it is.
James says he's out.
Oh, hey James.
Oh,
Craig says, so far my best and fave was the Baylor I sold last week. Mini Painting Studio says, I mean, I'm an award-winning box artist, so I could just state facts instead. MPS, I have things on boxes as well, never entered any competitions though. Josh, you should enter some competitions.
do it, do it.
Yep.
We should have a
You sure?
competition.
We should do a competition. That'd be fun.
Let's start planning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do
We'll
a
start planning that. We'll do an online competition.
Cat
Sounds good.
Swift says, perfection is the enemy of creativity. Be thrilled you did it. Yes.
Yay! You say profession or perfection?
Perfection.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was like,
The
Wise words, wise words.
yeah.
Yep. I always go back to that quote that I use a lot from Terry Latorco.
Yeah.
My favorite color is done.
Yes. My favorite color is done. All right, so we got about 2 minutes left, maybe a little less.
Yeah.
So if you want to start putting things up on the
Things on the
spinner.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, feel free, but yours are already up there.
Yep.
Okay. Gretchen's going to
Hold
put
on,
hers up.
hold on. Well, it's only
But
base
while we wait for
colors.
that, if you guys want to go ahead, and just as a reminder, make sure you go check out Painting Happy
They're not
Lumini's Facebook group.
Completely done.
And you can join us there.
But they're-
Share your works in progress, share your completed works. If you have any information or have any questions, please share and ask.
Yep.
Because the group is there to build community, and hopefully everybody will improve and become better painters with that.
Everybody will learn.
And make sure you go to your friendly local game store that carries the Warhammer 40K and other Games Workshop gear, because that's where you can get these orcs from the Collect Now box set.
Start collecting.
That's what it says.
Start collecting.
It
That's
says
so
start
scary.
collecting
Start collecting. What?
With
box
the
set.
whisper, like there's
Whisper.
And there's
I'm whispering because it's going to direct straight into my mic.
Yeah.
If I,
Also, I keep saying it wrong.
you do.
But unlike, just like the orcs, they also have Space Marines and Eldar and all the other factions. Well,
Yep.
Not all of them, a lot of them.
Astra Militarum.
Yeah,
Tyranids.
there's a bunch of them,
There are.
and you can pick
Quite a
those
few.
up and start playing. I'm sure if they carry it, there's people there that play it, and you can jump right in if you don't already play.
Okay.
Let's take a look at
You're
this
the only
beast.
one left.
Well, no, leave him in there. I was going to
Okay.
show you how the DeffDread would actually come along and
Mm-hmm.
take his place on there.
Just boosh.
Perfect. Out of the way, boys.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
And that's sick. That
So
looks so good.
I realized sort of
looks
at
really
the last minute that you'd said, Dave, do it black and rust. So I needed to get some rust in there.
It
So I've
is
thrown in
good.
some
Looks
some thin
good.
down red leather. Is my favorite technique for
nice.
getting rust. What I also forgot to bring was a little sponge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back and do some sponge chipping on the
Engine blocks?
barrel at the back.
Okay. The yellow barrel?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll go along with a fine brush and do a little bit of silver chipping on some of those armor plates as well.
Very cool.
Nice.
But,
Well, there you go, everybody. Make sure you go and tune in on the 25th so that we can meet and talk to Zeb Cook and myself as we do a
Yep.
building character episode. Next week, I don't recall what we're doing next week. Anybody remember?
No, whatever you tell me to do.
It's true.
Pretty much I turn up on Tuesday and he goes, ta-da.
No, we scheduled it. I just can't
I
remember.
know, I know.
I think it's sitting on my counter in my office. The next stuff.
Cool.
But
Excellent.
we'll let you guys know. And,
We'll put something up in the group.
that's right. So
Because we're
tuned.
more organized.
Stay tuned and make sure.
Malifaux.
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 Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
No
know
way.
what that is.
What?
I think you'll love
Not.
you will love the Malifaux minis.
Yeah,
Yep,
they're very
you will.
detailed.
They'll be right up
So
your alley.
actually,
There's
when
the
we're done
dinosaurs.
here,
They could be.
when we're done here, we can go pick which Malifaux character we want to do.
Sounds like a
Ooh,
plan.
that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yep.
All right.
good.
So, on that note, I'm Rick.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
We'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.